This is how I would do it. Okay, if I needed to go from scratch to full time with my purpose in 5 months or less, exactly what I would do. So from the very beginning, okay, and I've done this successfully in 3 different topics across different years, different websites, brands. I know how to do this and I really enjoy it. Okay, so I've been able to actually teach and share what I love with the world. And in exchange, I've not had to work for a boss I didn't like, or, I've been able to have complete freedom. I very rarely flex about this in terms of, physical results of success. I don't care actually that much about things like money and possessions and cars. I mean, I don't even own a car, for example. But I do truly value and I'm very grateful for the freedom that it gives me. So the ability to actually do what I want. I don't have to wake up at a certain time, although I do wake up early out of choice, but I don't have to. I don't have to go to a job I don't like. I don't have to do any of those things. I can decide exactly what I do every single day with my time. So this is how I would do it in 5 months. Okay. Firstly, I want to get this out of the way early. A lot of you are very lazy. You don't have the motivation and the mindset to actually see something through, even for a week. I mean, when's the last time you woke up at 5 a.m. consistently for a week in a row? Most of you have never done that. Most people don't and can't do that. This comes down to mainly just control over your mind, which is really where things flow from. They flow from your higher self down to your mind. The mind is kind of like the tool that controls the body. And then through those things, you influence and create the reality you experience. Most people get stuck at the mind level. And this is because there's a huge, and it's not your fault. It's absolutely not your fault. There's a huge effort, massive amounts of energy over thousands of years have been put into controlling your mind, your perception. I'm not surprised that most people are lazy and they can't control their mind, because every aspect of society is structured around holding your mind prisoner. So I'm not surprised, but there is a way to break out, and it's very simple, but it's not easy. All right, yeah. So that's the first step. You basically need to realize that your mind is the determining factor here. You first need to control that, and then everything else will become easy and almost effortless, actually. So the first thing I would do is I would realize from scratch, okay, I'm going to need discipline and motivation here. Less motivation, more discipline, okay? From scratch, you need to get to a place where you're sleeping well, have good energy, and you have control over your time. Anybody is holding you back, if there's any kind of negative influences over you, friends telling you can't do it, stop talking to them completely on day one. Literally just stop replying to them on any platform on day one. You need complete, not isolation, but you need to be completely focused on what result you actually want. Anything or anyone that tells you can't do it needs to be immediately cut off, at least temporarily, until you figure this stuff out. Okay, so that's the first step. Cut off everyone and anything telling you can't do it. Focus only on people and content that is telling you that it is possible and that is showing you results. So showing you their lifestyle, giving you stories and examples of how they've done it. Okay, this is very important. The next step, which is actually step 2, that's the first step, this is step 2, is to actually get clear about what you love and what your passion and purpose is. Most people don't know this. They assume their passion is what they most enjoy doing, which it is usually, but not always. So you need to get very clear about what you actually love doing. And you need to find an overlap between what you love doing and what you're good at, and what the world actually needs. Because there are some cases where what you love doing and what you're good at, nobody needs. And that's just the truth of it. And this is why it's in some ways not good advice to say just always follow your passions, because sometimes your passions won't actually be monetizable. So therefore you will never be able to do that full time unless you somehow win the lottery or become a random millionaire. Okay, so you need to be smart and realistic about it. You need to think of ways where what you love doing and what you know a lot about and you're passionate about could intersect with marketing and real world applications, ways that can actually help people in the real world. Because unless you're able to help people and give value to people, you're never going to get money, form of value in return, which means you're never going to have time, which means you won't have time to actually do the thing you love doing. Okay, and this is, I've not heard people talk about this. I hear people talk about law of attraction all the time, and building a business around your passions all the time, but nobody seems to be realistic in the sense that every piece of money in the world that somebody has earned has been taken from somebody else. So let's say if you have $1,000, you have taken that $1,000 from somebody else, or put another way, somebody else has given you that $1,000. Whether it's a person or a company, really a company is just a thing owned by people. So ultimately, it's all about people and money. So if you're able to help people, they will give you money. If you're not able to help them, they won't give you money. And it's really as simple as that, literally as simple as that. Yes, it needs to be something you're passionate about and that you know a lot about, of course. But it also needs to be something that you can actually help people with and give value from. If it's just something, let's say if you really, really enjoy, sitting in the middle of your room doing nothing. Okay, great. Let's say if that's your passion. It's an extreme example, but let's say that's your passion. It's going to be pretty hard to turn that into a business because you're not helping anybody. Nobody knows you're even doing it, okay? Whereas if you, let's change it a little bit. Let's say if actually you really love doing yoga in your room. Now that is easy to turn into a business because you can film yourself doing yoga, teach other people how to do it, and then now suddenly you're giving value. You can make a course about yoga, and now you're able to get money in return because you're actually giving value in return, for the money. So that's what I would next do. That's step 2. Okay, get laser focus on what your passion and skills actually are, and then think of ways. You can write them down on a piece of paper, whatever. Think of ways that you could help other people with your passion. So I'll give you one more example. Let's say if you're really passionate about rock climbing and you love doing it. Okay, that's great, but you just rock climbing on your own doesn't help anybody. It helps you, but it doesn't help anybody else. So think of ways that you can do that, do the thing you love doing while also helping people as well. So some examples would be you could make a YouTube channel where you share videos of yourself climbing, you share lessons, tips, techniques of you doing rock climbing with other people. It helps people, so then therefore there's a way for the universe to channel money back to you. So, and in practical terms, the way that works is, let's say you're doing climbing, you make a video, post it to YouTube. YouTube is a company owned by people. They want to make money and keep people on the platform. So they reward you by paying you money because you've helped them. You've helped the company, YouTube, by giving them content, and the content has also helped other people who are watching that content. So you've helped 2 people. So you're then able to get money back to you, contrasted to the more common law of attraction approach, which would just say, well, if you love doing it, just keep doing it. Keep rock climbing, and the money will flow to you. Well, okay, it might, but it probably won't unless you set up a system where it can actually flow to you. And that system is based on you turning that into value for other people. It's not about you, it's about you helping other people. So yeah, so how fast can it happen? Well, this is the thing you probably don't want to hear, okay? You could try your entire life and still not do it. And there are some of you watching this video now who will try and go full time on your passion or your purpose for your whole life, and it won't happen. You'll just be stuck, okay? That's the sad truth. But it's a small percentage. Another percentage will try for years, and then eventually they'll figure something out and kind of get it to work. Another group of people will figure it out in a few months, and there are a few people, even a lot of people, who will figure it out in a few weeks. And these people exist, like people who can watch a video like this, they get motivated, they realize that stuff needs to change and they need to stop, change what they're doing. And they figure it out in a few weeks, and then now suddenly they're making a full-time income. It's possible, I've seen it happen, I've done it, and I know people who have done it. And really, there's no one determining factor as to how long it will take you to do this. To go full-time on your passion or your purpose could take weeks, months, years, or it could never happen. It really depends on a number of things. The most important things that it depends on is, in my opinion, mindset and control over your mind, like I said at the beginning. Being smart about the realistic situation, so like figuring out what you're passionate about and intersecting that with something that could help other people. And then the third one will be marketing and actually positioning yourself in a way that you can succeed. If you're not even in the game, you're never going to win the game. So you need to position yourself in a way where money can actually come to you, where people have something to buy. I mean, that's the first step, giving people something to actually buy from you. Otherwise, where's the money going to come from? You're not just going to get some random stranger wiring you money into your bank account for no reason. You need to have a system for money to actually come to you, whether that's selling a digital product or advertising revenue from posting YouTube videos or whatever it is. And then you need to actually put in the work. You need to actually do it. You need to actually take action steps towards doing it every single day. And this is, again, where most people get it wrong, especially in LOA circles and manifestation. So this is why I teach a blend of manifestation techniques, which are real and really do work, blended with smart action-based steps, like physically doing things, taking inspired action in a smart way. And if you combine those two, you can do it in a few weeks. I've seen it happen. You can do it in a few weeks, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, which is quite exciting because it shows you what's possible. Anyway, if you are interested in massively, and I literally mean massively speeding this up. So if you want to work with me one-on-one in a mastermind group, you can do that now. You can book a free call, links in the description, where we can talk about this. We can talk about your goals, what you're passionate about. And we can literally tell you on the call, okay, so you're passionate about this and you want to make this your full-time income and whatever. Okay, here's how you could do that in a way that helps other people. And then here's some smart action-based, very, very proven effective ways to do that and set up systems where you're leveraging yourself in a way that you don't have to spend much time on it. It's very, very simple. We can break it down for you. But yeah, if you're interested in this, it's a men's only mastermind where we teach you how to build or grow a spiritual, purpose-based online business. It's very, very limited spaces. So if you're interested in that, book a call so we can talk about it. I need to see if you're a good fit, not for everybody. And beyond that, if you don't want to join the mastermind or if you're not a man, then that's fine. We also have a manifestation abundance program, which is a very much like kind of learn yourself kind of approach that we're not going to be having any mastermind calls, but it still gives you exactly the steps of how to manifest abundance and how to actually do this. You can watch a free video training about that. The link is down below.